Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, it is awesome to have you. If you are still holding onto an iPhone 13 Pro right now in late 2026, you are probably feeling a massive itch to upgrade. With the iPhone 18 Pro coming out next month this fall, the hype is real. But before you spend your money, let's talk about this phone right here in my hand, the Graphite iPhone 13 Pro. And by the way, everything we talk about today applies to the 13 Pro Max as well, just with a bigger screen and battery. This iPhone was my absolute daily driver for 2 years. I loved it so much that I skipped the 14 Pro entirely. I eventually upgraded to the 15 Pro, skipped the 16, and now I daily drive the 17 Pro, so this 13 Pro has become my dedicated backup and review unit. I've been running the brand new iOS 27 developer beta on it, and my experience over the last few weeks has completely changed my mind on whether people actually need to upgrade right now. Let's get into it. Before we talk about performance, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, battery degradation. A few months ago, the battery health on this 13 Pro was sitting at 70%, and guys, it absolutely sucked. If I tried to use it as a daily driver, I was charging it 2 to 3 times a day. The standby drain was terrible. So I decided to do a DIY battery replacement using an aftermarket battery. Now, quick disclaimer, please do not do this yourself unless you know what you are doing. I did it for the experiment. Go to Apple or an authorized service center to get a genuine battery. Because it's aftermarket, my phone shows an unverified part warning, but it shows 100% health, and more importantly, it easily lasts a whole day on a single charge again. And this is the biggest takeaway. Replacing a degraded battery makes a 5-year-old iPhone feel brand new again. Once you fix the battery, you realize how good this iPhone still is, especially the screen. Back in 2021, the 13 Pro was the iPhone that finally gave us a 120Hz ProMotion display. Now, technically it scales between 10 Hz and 120 Hz, meaning it doesn't go all the way down to 1 Hz like newer models, so you don't get the always-on display. But honestly, in daily use, that doesn't matter. That buttery smooth 120 Hz refresh rate is the main reason this phone feels so surprisingly modern in 2026. When you consider that even some newer models today like iPhone 16e or 17e are still locked at 60 Hz, scrolling through apps on this screen feels just as fluid and responsive as picking up a brand new flagship. When you combine that 120 Hz display with the new iOS 27, it is a perfect match. Last year on iOS 26, Apple introduced that liquid glass design, but it had some annoying text readability issues. On iOS 27, they fixed it. They added a new appearance menu to adjust the glass intensity, and they gave us this beautifully minimalist battery indicator. The fluid animations of iOS 27 running on a 120Hz screen make this 5-year-old phone feel incredibly fast. To prove it's not just in my head, I ran Geekbench 6. On stable iOS 26, this phone scored 2,420 single-core and 5,440 multi-core, but on the iOS 27 beta, the multi-core actually jumped to 6,007. Apple has clearly made iOS 27 a much more mature, stable, and optimized system. Day-to-day, apps open fast, and swiping between them is flawless. A big reason for this is the 6GB of RAM. In another video, I talked about how the base iPhone 13 with 4GB of RAM constantly force closes apps in the background. On this Pro model, that 6GB holds up really well. Yes, there is a gap compared to the 8GB in the 15 or 16 Pro, and a massive gap compared to the 12GB in the 17 Pro, but for everyday use, 6GB is still solid. But I do need to be honest about the thermals. In 2026, this A15 chip works harder to load modern apps. Whether I'm gaming on high settings or just doing heavy Safari browsing and social media, this phone gets noticeably warm, much faster than it used to. I'm used to my daily driver 17 Pro, which has that new unibody aluminum and vapor chamber cooling. So going back to the older thermal design of the 13 Pro is definitely noticeable. When it comes to the cameras, we really have to give the 13 Pro its flowers because this was a massive foundational leap for Apple's camera hardware. When this released, Apple introduced a significantly larger main sensor with larger pixels and aperture. That means the camera pulls in a massive amount of light. Even today in 2026, if you are shooting indoors or at night, your photos are going to look incredibly clean and natural without that heavy digital noise. This phone also gave us the 3x optical telephoto lens for great portrait compression, and it added autofocus to the ultra-wide lens, which unlocks true macro photography, letting you get literal millimeters away from a subject. But for video, this phone changed the game by introducing two major features, Apple ProRes and Cinematic Mode. ProRes is a huge deal for camera enthusiasts and videographers because it captures video with super low compression, giving you maximum data to color grade later on your Mac. Then you have Cinematic Mode, which uses software to automatically shift focus between subjects and blur out the background, making your videos look like a Hollywood movie. Now, on the 13 Pro, Cinematic Mode is hardware capped at 1080p 30 frames per second, whereas the newer models can shoot it in full 4K. But honestly, if you are just recording family memories, or posting reels and TikToks where social media compresses your video anyway, that 1080p cinematic mode still looks incredibly cinematic. And for standard video, the 13 Pro still shoots flawless, stabilized 4K at 60 frames per second, which easily rivals the quality of brand new flagships today. But there are two real downsides in 2026. First is the Lightning port. It's old, it's not universal, and lacking USB-C is genuinely annoying. Second is Apple Intelligence. With iOS 27, Apple unveiled incredible next-generation Siri and AI features, but they require at least an iPhone 15 Pro. The 13 Pro is left out. To get around this, I just pinned Gemini to my control center. One swipe, and I have a smart AI assistant ready to go. You miss out on Apple's strict on-device privacy, but as a functional workaround, it's great. So here is my final thought. If you want to buy a used iPhone, the 13 Pro is an absolute steal right now. For an affordable price, you get a 120Hz ProMotion screen, premium cameras, and performance that still rocks in 2026. Just check the battery health. If you currently own a 13 Pro and you're happy with it, spend the $99 to get an official battery replacement from Apple. It will give you an all-day phone again, and you can easily ride this out for another 2 years of iOS updates. But if you really want to upgrade, do not buy the 15 or 17 Pro right now. We are in August. The iPhone 18 Pro is launching next month in September. Wait for it. You are going to get a massive upgrade across the board, a massive camera setup with massive dedicated telephoto zoom, newer A20 chip with 12 GB of RAM, next level thermals, USB-C, and full Apple Intelligence. The 13 Pro is a legend, and its resale value is still holding up great. Let me know in the comments, are you replacing your battery, or are you holding out for the iPhone 18 Pro next month? Catch you guys in the next one.